ever wonder how these two types of glass tops, one from Petco above and the other one from PetSmart below, can fit on my 20 long aquarium? They also fit on 29 gallon, 30 gallons, as well as 37 gallon. So I'm gonna do some measurements and find out the difference between the two, so stay tuned. So this one from PetSmart is about $3 cheaper. It actually prints the dimensions 29 by 11.4 inches over here, whereas the Petco one doesn't have any dimensions printed. It's actually a $2 difference. The one from PetSmart costs $24.51 and one from Petco costs $26.65. So these aquariums that I got are all made by Aquariums. Aqueon, sold by Petco. I got them on the usually once per $0.25 per gallon sale. This one is the 30 gallon and this one is a 20 gallon, but as far as the shape of the lip up top, the same exact dimension, roughly about 30 inches long and 12 inches wide, or that's basically the depth of the tank. Same thing for these three. Stack of 20 gallons. Same thing. These ones are made by Aquarium. As you can see, it's marked on the handle. So I could push these lid all the way to the back where there's nowhere to go, and in the front here, let's see, yeah, in the front here you got about, I see, a couple of inches worth of opening. It's still not a perfect fit. It's a loose fit. So like this one down the bottom here, push it all the way to the back, and over in this corner you got about a 3 millimeter worth of gap approximately. I guess these Aquariums, they're just as bad. Yeah, on this top of this 30 gallon, same thing, you got about 3 millimeter to 4 millimeter worth of gap. And as you can see, over time, the you get calcium built up from the water. You can see I got these HNF Ember Matten filter, you know, with the air pump driven water flow, just right below, I mean very close to the hinge area, and that's where it gets calcified, or calcium, it gets the most calcium built up, and that actually is kind of spreads any condensation would, like as you open the lid here, as you can see, water can travel down like gravity, and it just tends to build up right along the black hinge, and therefore the most calcium built up as seen. The only lid that I currently have that's not made by Aqueon is this one. It happens to be made by Topin. If I go over here, I can't see. Yeah, trust me, it says Topin. Yeah, I don't have light over here to shine on it, but I'm gonna have to take my word on it. Well, the problem with this is that it's already broken. As you can see, the center of the hinge has already split apart. First it starts splitting over here where it's closest to the outflow, you know, and then it just spread all the way. Now it's completely split. Let's just assume that everything's still intact, and let me push everything to the back of this aquarium, and you get the same thing. You get about 3 or 4 millimeter, I mean minimum of a couple of millimeters on this end, yeah, and then maximum spacing of like 4 millimeter over here in the middle, because these brays, kind of it gives out bowls a little bit in the middle due to water pressure. So they're not the perfect fit. I thought I would prefer one brand over the other, that it will fit perfect. But since I bought these two, I'm just gonna have to open them up and basically compare the width of these two that I bought and see which one will fit the widest. Just inspected this one. I'm starting to see cracks on this end already, as you can see. So it won't be too long before I have to replace that one as well. I mean, right now it's still operable. It's not splitting yet, but I suspect that it won't be for long. So I just opened up this top fin. You can see these are the pieces that comes with the glass panels with the hinge. On the side nearest me, the hinge is a couple inches longer, and according to the picture on the box, that's the side that we're supposed to attach the handle on. That's the side facing me. So that's what this thing is. We'll know the handle on somehow. We'll worry about that later. And then it also comes with two of these pieces for you to maybe I'll just lay it out like this. First, it comes with this piece, plastic piece, with openings, notches for your air tubes or power cords or whatever to feed through. And then you have two shorter sections over here that you attach on the end. I thought it's a pretty good design. This is different from the previous top fin lid that I got. If you look at the side profile where it clicks in place, it looks like it's adjustable. You can either click it in further or, you know, shallower or deeper. So I'm gonna go ahead and install them, and I'll measure them. So I was wrong about this top fin no longer utilizing the lifters for the edges, and guess what I just found? That's what these two pieces are, and according just like their picture, when installed on both sides of this panel, they would lift these edges up, and they would also fill the gap. As you can see right now, this front panel comes out. It's hard to see, but just pay attention to the edge of the two panels. This edge comes out about like 1/3 of an inch out. So with this edge piece, what I call the lifter, attached through these slots over here, that would fill in that difference. So as I measure the side of the 12 1/8, and let me explain that. That's not my final reading because I've only gotten this back plastic attached, I would say like only 1/3 of a way. So this is like the maximum, absolute maximum setting. So let me push it all the way in and then measure it again. Could probably go on some more. Let me try. Yep. I basically push it in as far as it would go. Alright. By my thumb here, I'm seeing roughly about a 11.5 inch. So as I measure the widest portion of my tank here, I have just about I'll say a little over 11.5. See? So for my tank, in order for me to have a good seal, it's adjustable. Width is no problem. And let me just take a reading of the length. So I got my tape measure over here. The length is about a little bit over 29, so let's call it 29 and an eighth. Write that down. Okay, here's the reading for the top fin. The width is adjustable at 11.5 inches to 12 and 1/8 inch, and the length I just measured is 29 and 1/8. I should measure the top of my aquarium. Inner edge, not the outer edge. Yep, seeing just a little bit over 29 and an eighth. Sorry about the glare reflection, but it's definitely more than 29 and 1/8, but less than 29 and a quarter. So to be safe, we call it 29 and 1/8. So I'm seeing on this Aquarium box, it has a June 2017 date printed on it. I don't know if that's the date of this design, or it's the date of that it came out of the factory, or what. Or it could be the date that this box was printed. And looking at these glass panels, I noticed that both panels are the same exact size. I mean, of course, the thickness for both of these makes, the top fin or the Aquarium, they're all 1/8 of an inch glass thickness. However, the difference I have to point out is that, as you can see on the Aquarium, it is not polished as well as smoothly as the top fin. I meant to show it while I was going over the top fin, but hopefully you could still see it. See on the top fin, fully smooth. As I go over it with my finger, it's they must have water polished it to total smoothness. No. Okay, here you can see better. As you can see from that reflection, it's all evenly polished on all edges. Whereas on the Aquarium, that is not the case. I mean, it is polished, but it's roughly polished. I've been cut by, I've in the past I've cut my own glasses before, so I know firsthand that if you don't polish these edges properly, they could cut your fingers. That's not to say that these at least I've cut my fingers already the way they are. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say that the top fin does have a better polishing edge. So let me measure the length. Okay, this is a 29 and a 1/8, which matches the top fin. And let's see what the width is. The width right here is 11 even. Maybe a little less. Yeah, just under 11. Let me write those down, and we'll go over the results and let you know which one I chose. So after doing this measurement exercise, I finally decided to keep the lid that's made from Topin. The reason being is that even though these widths are basically equal at 29 and 1/8 of an inch, they both match what the actual measurement is on the actual tank. The width is where I made my decision from. As you can see that the actual width of my tank is 11.5 inch, and the Topin lid accommodates anywhere from 11.5 inch minimum up to over 12 inches. So you can't even assemble it in a way that's less than 11.5 inches. This is a totally different dimension than the one that it came off of. As you can see, I removed this one. That's the previous version. As you can see, even though the two panels have different widths, I think it's the width of this plastic strip that they use back here, that's the old design, is too narrow this way. Therefore, it's not able to cover the entire width of the aquarium fully. So I'm glad that they changed that design. Right here, they changed the design to do those adjustable plastic strips. Whereas the Aquarium, that's where it falls short. It's been the same design as the ones on all my tanks, and I've demonstrated for you that basically this is the reason why it's leaving out about 2 to 3 millimeter, 3 to 4 millimeters worth of gap, because the actual measurement, the opening of the width on the tank is 11.5 inches, and the Aqueon lids fell short at only 11 inches. Even if you install the plastic strip a little bit loose, it's not meant to be adjustable. It says not adjustable here. You can clip them on a little bit loose. That'll get you a little bit over 11 inches, but it's still, as I demonstrated before, on all my tanks, it still has anywhere from a couple of millimeters to like 0.5 millimeters with the gap. So let's go check out once I've installed the Topin. So you can see up here, I've got the plastic strip already installed in 3 sections. It takes a little bit. This is a trick to installing this the strip. You kind of have to start from one of the edges and have the edge stick into one of the side opening here. Let me see if I can demonstrate. Yeah, you have to carefully insert the glass in here while opening the side edge and make it go in. Once the corner is in, then you can ease the entire edge in. So the way I have it set up right now, I've already installed the handle. As you can see, there's no gap whatsoever from the front as well as the back. All along the back edge here, it's totally snug. That's with these adjustable fins inside, pushed all the way in. So this is the smallest width possible. With that smallest width possible, it fits totally snug. The only opening we have is by designing these 3 holes back here, or 4 holes, that's meant to be used to run your power lines and your power cords, whatever, for any your power heads or heaters. But as I use a matten filter, let me open this up. Hamburg magnet filter on my heater and the only tubing, air tube that I have, all run from this corner, all going from this corner. And by design, this top fin happened to have a little bit of opening designed into it. As you can see, this edge is short by just the right amount of opening for you to run the cord, power cord plus tubing. I would say maybe this is like a 1/3 of an inch gap opening, so it's perfect the way like this. However, I wouldn't be able to use these 3 openings. Ideally, I would have to cut down on my water evaporation so I don't have to top it up. I'm very lazy. The way it's been, I don't really top it off that often, but still, maybe every couple of weeks, you know, to 3 weeks, as seawater level drops, because that's the drawback of the Hamburg magnet filter. As the water drops too much, if my water drops below this outlet, air won't be able to go out in contact with the water and create that water pressure or you know, turbulence. If the air comes out totally without going to the water, then it's pointless. It's not gonna work. So in order to so either I'd have to use some kind of foam to seal up these openings to reduce evaporation, or I think the other way you can use this lid is actually pull this back about this much from the front, maybe we'll say maybe from the front edge, maybe about an inch, just so that this back edge, as you can see them from this back of the clip wall that sticks out all along the back, I want this wall to be able to cover the back edge of the brace, like so. As you can see, got it all pressed in like this. This way it'll eliminate this hole. You see, all these holes will disappear from the top. Water will not be able to evaporate from that hole. This corner opening will stay the same, and I like it better this way because looking from the side, the back panel will actually stay more horizontal. That's just the way they designed it. But that's it. Whereas if you ask, once I pull it back like this, it creates this much, you know, about an inch of a gap up front. Water will be able to evaporate from up there. Then what do? That's where these adjustable things will come into play. I'd have to back out these fins out by at least 3/4 of an inch. So let me do that right now and I'll come right back. So yeah, I was gonna remove my claim of saying that the top fin is adjustable, but now that I think about it, it is. Just as I wrote it, it's adjustable up to maximum width of 12 1/8. However, the way I was describing of trying to pull this piece back in order to cover about 1 inch worth of gap, that would make this the 11.5 inch width to be the overall width from here to back here to be an extra inch long. So it would make it a 12.5 inch. That's why it can't make it, because maximum is 12 1/8. That's why I failed in my attempt to do that. You know, after much fidgeting by pulling this back as far as it will go without having the plastic detached from the actual glass up here, I still have about like 1/4 of an inch of gap up there. So that being said, I've given up on the idea of doing that adjustment, and just leave this lip, this whole entire lip of the plastic inside the brace of my tank, which means that I'd have to find a way to potentially cover up all 4 of these holes, and that's easily done. I could either put pieces of tape over them, or I have plenty of extra foams from these matting filter cutouts. That's basically garbage. It's not being used. I would just recycle them and use them for this purpose. I'll cut them into shape in a way that they won't fall through easily, and it'll quickly fill in those gaps. I'll have to make them a bit bigger, so when I squeeze them in, it takes out the air spaces. They'll cut down on the airflow. This way water won't evaporate that fast, because air is escaping out of the tank. I mean, it's not 100% perfect seal. As you can see from this cutout over here, air can get out. From this cutout over here, air can get out, as well as on this edge, on this corner over here. But so I see that top fin has improved the design from the previous old version. They made some improvements, but still they've not gotten it perfect. I'm not complaining, I'm just showing you my findings. I mean, for $22 worth of product, I think they offer a lot of value. On some of my other tanks, I have DIY self-made glasses from old windows that I've disposed of. As you can see, they actually operate on these plastic molding strips that I find from your big box stores. And you see these two, sorry about this, you see these 2 panels just slide on top of them perfectly. I just basically put a handle on top of it, so I didn't spend much money on that. I basically buy a long strip of this molding from 8 foot worth of molding from Home Depot or Lowe's. I got them on both my 40 breeders, as well as my fry tanks, 10-gallon fry tanks. Like this one is going this way when I need to feed them. Same as this one, I just open it up and I feed them. And this one, I just happen to do it the other way. Here's the lid. Yeah, see, it slides up and down like this. And all 3 of these tanks share the same LED light. I mean, I don't see a sense of going out and buy 3 separate lights. So, and it's very easy. When I need to do any maintenance, I just move to the back. That gives me much more, room for me to change my water and everything. I mean, it's not a smooth operation. It was pretty smooth when it was new, but as you can see, I'd also got calcium buildups anywhere that water comes into contact. Looks like I got less calcium built up here, because this lid is like the newest one that I've made. But hey, this saves me tons of money. So just more money I could use on more fish, more projects, and more tanks. So if you want me to make a separate video on how I cut my glasses and then make my own DIY lids, just comment below and let me know. If you have any other comments or experiences on aquarium glass lids, please also share them with me. Thank you very much for watching, and here's my Ruby red from Thailand. He's still alive and kicking. Every time I see this fish, I just really enjoy watching him. I thought his color would fade over the years, but no. It's got gorgeous color. Oh, here. Oh, wow. Here, he wants food. He wants to attack me. Right now, I got a sole female in here. She got a mouthful of eggs hiding in that tubing. Yeah, she's trying to not be seen, but she got her mouthful of eggs. I'm gonna try to, I have it marked here, December 23rd is the first day that I noticed that she's holding. So I'm gonna strip her in about a week, which is December 30th. So I'll probably strip her on New Year's Eve. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Happy fish keeping. Happy African cichlid peacocks. Fish keeping. And I shall see you next time. Bye now.